Train the muscles, not the joints. Now that's bumpy. That's a bumpy ride. But it's worth it if you look at that. Beautiful, huh? I didn't bring my good camera up here, but nice sight though. Lots of logs there. The road continues up. I'm going to follow it one of these days and see what happens up there. Beautiful, eh? Mountain. Welcome back to Natural Gallant Bodybuilding, and today I'm going to talk to you about when should you increase the weight. Now, I just had a guy named Frank message me and say, hey Jason, I want you to do a video on this, and he gave me a couple other suggestions, but this is the one that stuck out to me the most because people get caught up in when they should raise the weight when it comes down to their lifts. Now, I always talk about mixing up your rep ranges because there's benefits to different rep ranges that will have a synergistic effect when they're combined together. Hence, my training programs. You'll see that in my training programs, I mix the reps up, I mix the angles up, and I do this kind of stuff to trick the body. And it's, really the wrong word, trick, but the bottom line is that it stimulates different parts of the body. Therefore, you are accessing or strengthening the weak links, which may be causing you to hit a plateau. Now, this said, sometimes you'll notice that you're working with a certain rep range. Say you're getting a certain amount of weight for 10 reps and you're doing 5 sets and you're getting, maybe 12 reps the first set, then 10 reps, then 8 reps, but you're never able to increase in that strength endurance. Like you're not staying at a higher rep range all the way through. You're not able to get an extra rep at the end, or you're finding that sometimes you're at 11 reps, sometimes you're at 12 reps, then you're at 10 reps on your first set and you don't know what's going on and you're hitting a plateau. Well, this is a good sign for you to change the reps up. Now this can mean, yes, increasing the weight for a workout or two or maybe 3 workouts and then coming back to that same weight again. Because when you do this, you're once again working on the fast twitch fibers, maybe more so than you were before because you're increasing that weight. Perhaps you're going to refine your groove even more so. And when you refine your groove, then you are able to push more weight and get more reps with lighter weight in a lot of cases. Somebody calling me right now. I'm way up in the mountains. You shouldn't be able to get a hold of me right now. Okay, I will sign off on my video right now and I will get back to these guys. So by getting more reps with lighter weight, you're going to get more muscle mass, but at the same time, sometimes by sticking with lighter weights, you may find that you hit a wall where you don't go up in reps or where your strength doesn't seem to go up or your strength endurance doesn't seem to go up. And this is a sure sign that you need to change something, and sometimes going into a heavier rep range for a period of time can help. Now usually 2 or 3 workouts is enough, and then when you come down to this lighter weight it seems lighter again and then you end up getting more reps. Or sometimes you need to change it up for a month or so. Like some people, they have a different tolerance for different rep ranges. Sometimes they need to work on different weak links. So doing a strength program for 2 or 3 weeks might not be a bad idea either. So you can try either way. Now another way to do it is just to increase the weight 5 or 10 pounds, just to challenge yourself. Even though you're not getting the same amount of reps, you're still pushing that nervous system a little bit. And just by challenging it just a little bit more and just changing up the amount of stress on the muscle, then when you come back down to the original weight, you may find that you make a strength gain or an endurance gain. You may get a couple extra reps or maybe 1 more rep than you usually do because you've tricked the nervous system or you've trained the nervous system in order to be able to handle a little bit heavier weight. Now, it's kind of the same principle that I originally talked about, but what I originally talked about was lifting probably 10, 20% more weight, like basically doing heavy sets, doing 8 to 12 reps instead of doing 20 reps or something like that, or doing 5 reps instead of sets of 10. Like I was talking about increasing the weight much more in the first principle. This other one is just subtly changing something, not much, just by 2.5 to 5 pounds per side on that bench press. You may notice that is just enough to challenge the body in a different way, that when you go back down to the lightweight that you've increased some endurance. So is there really a right time to increase weight? Like, does it have to happen under certain circumstances? Like, are you going to blow up if you raise the weight at the wrong time? No. I mean, sometimes there's no direct answer. Sometimes when you hit a plateau, it's a matter of sometimes the body's just saying, hey, I either need more nutrition, I either need more sleep, or I need more rest, or I'm just at my genetic maximum in this exact moment, and perhaps I'm putting muscle on another part of the body. So this is another thing to talk about. Sometimes you may notice that you hit a plateau in one area of your body, but then another area is actually growing at that time. So a lot of the resources of the body are actually going towards growing that other area or increasing in strength in that other area. And then when you're coming into the gym and just measuring your progress by this other exercise, you're getting frustrated. But meanwhile, you're making gains. So don't get discouraged too much. There's no absolute right way here. Now, the last thing to consider is if you've been using heavy weight all the time and you hit a plateau and you notice that your groove is off and you just cannot get any extra strength, or you're not really getting any more reps, or you're losing reps, which happened to me when I was going heavy too often, too much. Right? When you go heavy too often, sometimes you actually go backwards in your progress. All of a sudden, a weight that you're getting 6 reps with, all of a sudden you're going down to 4 reps and you're like, what the hell's going on? Why am I going backwards? Well, that said, the same principle applies. Sometimes going lighter in the weight can help give you a rest, help contract those muscles and pump some blood in that area. And then when you go back to the heavier weight, you may find that you gain in strength. Now, the other thing to do is to find out, why are you not going up in strength? Is it a coordination issue? Is it just a muscle tissue issue? Like your muscles aren't contracting hard enough? Or is it a joint issue? Like say your shoulder's slightly out of place, or one shoulder's sitting funny, or maybe you got a tweak in your elbow or something like that, and that's causing a limiting amount of contractibility in the muscle, right? Maybe the nervous system is cutting off nerve supply to the muscle, so it's not able to contract. Sometimes when a neck is out of place, that can also cause an impingement, which also cuts off the nervous system, which of course is going to cause a difference in how you fire the muscle. If you're already using heavy weight, you might not necessarily want to go heavier because it might be a risk for injury, but don't be afraid to go lighter for a workout or two and then come back to the heavy weight and see what happens. Also, make sure that if you are not strong because of, say, nervous system issues, or maybe you just don't have the coordination, maybe you need to practice the groove more. Maybe the groove needs to become more refined. Maybe you need to increase the frequency of your training, maybe with a little bit of lighter weight, and maybe that will increase your strength. This is something that people a lot of times don't think about. They think that, oh, if I train the body part once every 3-4 days, then that's enough. Sometimes refining the groove will give you bigger strength gains than just by waiting for the muscle to recover from the last workout and then voila, you got more strength. Sometimes it's just you're not coordinated enough. Sometimes you're losing a lot of energy just from the shakes or from just losing your balance in these millisecond sort of moments. And when you do that, you waste energy and then you're not as efficient when you push that weight. So in those cases, sometimes training a little bit more frequently with a little bit lighter weight than you're using can really help. Or you do nervous system type exercises where you're doing multiple sets with heavy weight, but you're not going to failure. You're saying, I want to refine the nervous system instead of fatigue the muscles first. So if you want more understanding on that, watch my video on how to lift heavy, and I explain a little bit on that. But I hope this helps you out in your training. Thanks a lot for watching, and if you need to get hold of me, just go to naturalgallantbodybuilding.com, and thanks to the patron supporters, and take care for now. Mountain. See that? Now I got to get out of here, and it's a steep climb. It's a bit of a steep climb. hopefully to get some sprinting hills in. There you go, sprinting.